We're back. I'm so sorry about last week. We didn't do Ask the Drummer, but because I've been so busy, I was following Shaq, doing their winter tour. But it's over now, and it just occurred to me today when I was on the train back from Sheffield that it's just 3 days before Christmas. I mean, 3 days to Christmas. So welcome to our Christmas episode of Ask the Drummer. It's nearly 3 o'clock. I know I've said 2 o'clock, but things. We're live, and sometimes we don't always get the timing right. But anyways, it just feels like ages since I've done this. So forgive me if I'm a bit nervous again. It just feels like it's the first episode all over again. But our awesome guest is here now. And I'm really glad that he said yes. I saw them playing in Stockport, where I live, and I'm so happy that they came. They came to Stockport and played for us fans there, and he said yes to guesting on Ask the Drummer, and he's here. And my dear friends, please welcome Mr. Mark Laff. Yay! Hello, I can call you Mark.
You can, Anne. Yeah, very pleased to be here. Thank you for
I'm gonna say, because you're like one of the granddaddies of punk, and calling you Mr. Laff, it's not very punky if I say Mr. Laff.
It's all good, Anne. It's all good. You can call me Mark. I've been called a lot worse.
Right. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks. I'm still kind of getting over what we've just finished on the road, but yeah, no, I'm in a good place.
That's brilliant. And like I said, thank you so much for coming to Stockport. I mean, not many bands. So I mean, now, Stockport is not like Manchester, but I think we're getting there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, a lot of the places were a bit of a surprise to me, but I think it's good to get to the places where it's not on the traditional run, So yeah, I thought the venue was great. We had a great support band, and yeah, everyone was nice, and we got to meet you. So
thank you so much. Well, when I saw it being advertised, because immediately I saw, oh my God, Generation X. That's Billy Idol's band.
Yeah.
And then I saw the lineup, and it's got Steve Norman, and I am such a massive fan of Steve Norman. Even though I consider myself a Duran Duran fan, but Steve Norman is just absolutely incredible. So when I saw it, it's like I've got to be there, and I bought a ticket straight away. And you're all very, very friendly. You came out after the gig and said hello to the fans, so I am really grateful for that.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it's a pure pleasure to do that. That it's been an emotional experience on many occasions, because people are just laying their hearts out for me, and listen, without them, without the fans, it's a lonely job up there on stage. So the response has been fantastic. Really enjoy it. I like talking to people about it. It's fine. It's not a problem.
Yeah. And you're so amazing. I've got to say, I don't know who old you are. I don't want to ask, but you still got it. You're very powerful.
You're very sweet. And listen, I was born in 1958.
Oh, yeah. So it's the same year as my husband. So he was born in 1958 as well. But anyway, so welcome to Ask the Drummer. Episode 194 is all about you, Mark Laff, or I should say Mark Red Laffoley. Did I say that right?
That's very correct. Yeah, that's me.
Right. And Red is your middle name?
It is, yeah.
So, but you decided to choose use Mark as your name, Mark Laff instead of Red Laff.
Well, yeah, hey, listen, I have a bit of fun with it. The reason I cut it in half was because Laffoley being a French name, everyone was kind of like getting messed up with it. So, just cut the thing in half and be done. Yeah, so all good. Listen, I could be back in 1 second, and I'll
Yeah,
explain
sure.
why.
Okay.
Keep talking. Keep talking.
Yeah. Well, that's really, it's a nice room that he's got there. It's obviously quite
I'm back.
warm.
I tell you what it is. Just as we started talking, my cat came down the stairs and he needed to go outside. So, uh,
Oh,
yes. So,
I know the feeling because I've just been to Sheffield to cat sit my daughters. So like, it's just lovely having a cat, isn't it? It's
I
so
have
nice.
seven,
7.
seven cats. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm last in line. I'm last in line for the bed. You know, if I can get to sleep on the bed, I'm lucky. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. I can't even imagine sort of like looking after seven cats. But anyway, so we'll go back to so welcome to Ask the Drummer.
Yeah.
So where are the you mentioned that you're French, so it's Laff.
No, well, the name is French. I live in France, and yeah, I've always been quite passionate about the French way of life and the people. I'm very happy here. Yeah, that's it's all good for me in France.
But you're from London
I
and you're
am
born
a
and bred in
London.
London.
I am a Londoner, a North Londoner, supporting red and white.
Right? So 1958. So maybe like it will be the 60s, the 70s when you're a teenager. What was it like? What was your London like at the time that you were growing up?
Goodness me. Well, hey, listen. London in the '60s for me seemed very black and white. Not much colour. For some strange reason, I always used to get dumped off in the cinema, which I didn't mind, and that was my one bit of colour. You know, the curtains parted, and you were there for the next 2 hours. You know, in this blaze of colour, but it seemed very grey as a kid growing up in London. So when music came along in the late '60s, the lights suddenly started to come on, and it became yeah. I mean, the '70s are quite a colourful period. So yeah, growing up, uh, I mean, I was in a place called North Finchley, which fortunately, anyone that remembers, they had a pub which was on the gigging circuit. So you get these great bands come
Oh,
through North Finchley. People like Wilco Johnson played there, Ian Jury and Kilburn and the High Roads played there. I got to see Dr. John there, would you believe, in this tiny little pub. So growing up in the '70s, it was when the music took hold, which it did in about 1970. It was nice and colourful. Yeah, it's a difficult question to explain because there's so many aspects of what was it like growing up in
yeah, yeah.
uh,
But then yeah, the swinging 60s, wasn't it? Was it sort of like a latter part
I
of
remember
the
them being swinging because I would have only been, you know, in '66 I'd have been 7 and 8, so I didn't really get to see that.
Oh,
I had a brother. Well, the closest I got to it was I had a brother who was bringing home music. So there would be the Small Faces in the house, the
yeah,
Beatles, and lots of great songs. So yeah, that was kind of the start for me.
yeah. But you're more into the punk scene. And I've mentioned earlier that you're one of the like the originals. You're a
Well,
granddad punk.
from 1976. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you can say that. That's fair enough to say.
I don't mind me saying a granddaddy of punk, but you were one of the originals.
One of the originals, yes. I mean, I still think there's some great punk rock drummers out there. Paul Cook, Topper Headon from The Clash. I spoke to him recently. He says he doesn't play anymore, but he was a fantastic drummer. And I really like Rat from The Damned.
Yeah.
Lots of great drummers, you know. I mean, I know Budgie was around at the time, but he wasn't in the famous group. And he is one hell of an awesome drummer. Listen, I like drummers, full stop. So, but those guys, I think, are really good.
Yeah. So, are you from a musical family?
Um, Only via records.
Oh,
No, nobody played. Nobody played. No. My granddad played the bass drum apparently, so I don't know whether that carried through some. I'm not
yeah.
sure, but
But
he
what
played
got you into drumming?
the marching bass drum, boom boom
Oh, I
thingy.
see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
But
so what got you into drumming? I mean, has it always been the drums for you?
no, I tell you what it was. Quick, I'll make it quick story. But my best mate at the time, his neighbour moved, and the new neighbour was this young couple, and the guy was a guitar player, and obviously my mate got talking to him, and he said that his neighbour was going to give him guitar lessons, and I said that's fantastic because we were just getting into music big time. He had
Yeah.
an older brother, and the music that was coming through was just incredible. A lot from America, and I said, "Would he give me guitar lessons?" He went, "No." So,
Oh,
so I was a little bit hurt, obviously. But I went home that night and I saw this group on the telly called The Who, and I saw this drummer, and I just saw, wow, and it was just an experience which I'd never seen before. And I just thought it was so fantastic, exciting, and dangerous. I just had to go that route. You know, the worst instrument in the world to pick, isn't it? The drums. Unless you've got a van, unless you've got lots of great friends, it's a nightmare. Play the flute. I recommend play the flute. Easy. Yeah.
so you saw Keith Moon, and they wouldn't give you guitar lessons, but you wanted to do that Keith Moon one. So did you
Saw
go?
King Boone, and I
Yeah,
thought, that's it. I've got to do that. And I
yeah,
never stopped. I just fell in love with the Who, the music, very, very explosive, very dynamic, very incendiary. And it was just really hard to beat. Once you found the Who, there weren't many blockbuster bands that could follow that. Maybe Led Zeppelin,
yeah,
close to it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, the same as really. But yeah, it was a one-way street for me from then on.
And did you have drumming lessons,
I
or did
did, I did, I did. I went to this incredible guy in. There was a drum store in London called Foots, and it was in Golden Square. And I was in North London, and I had to leave school early and go and do these drum lessons. Get on the tube at Woodside Park, get off at Piccadilly Circus or Tottenham Court Road, and go and sit with this amazing drummer called John Taylor, who tried to help me. The thing was, I wasn't really ready to indulge in rudiments as much as I should have done. I
okay?
couldn't get the enjoyment out of learning as much as I got the enjoyment out of playing at home to these Who records. It seemed the two didn't meet somehow. I did try, and I went there half a dozen times, and this guy had the best single stroke drum roll I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen anyone do a single stroke drum roll like John Taylor. He's passed now, unfortunately.
Okay,
Um,
yeah,
but if you ever get to meet anyone, ask them about that, and they'll tell you it was incredible. This single stroke roll just buzzed across that skin like you've not seen before. Yeah, so I had some drum lessons. I got to understand the rudiments, and I should have persevered really, but it was a difficult one. And when I was 14, 15, that train journey got to me a bit as well. Yeah, so I wish I'd have carried on a bit more. He was a great teacher, very patient.
yeah, yeah. But you taught yourself by playing the Who records and then playing
Well,
a lot. to the.
I probably chose the worst drummer out there to try and learn the drums of, because you know he is still such a unique drummer, Keith Moon, and it's a phenomenon for me to still watch it when I see the live performances, say at Woodstock or any live performance really, Isle of Wight especially. It's an incredible onslaught on the drums, which is played with such passion and dexterity and with such theatre as well. The theatre aspect of Keith Moon playing the drums is, for me, is a glory. I like to see drummers who don't just want to turn up and sit there. They want to express themselves in as
Yes.
many ways as possible. And obviously he did. But his style, because he rarely played with the hi-hat. It was he had a big splashy cymbal over here, I think a 20 or a 22, I can't remember. And he would just create these avalanches of musical drum skills, I can only call it. And it was just it's beautiful, really beautiful. And it's not particularly liked within the drum community because it's so I don't want to say avant-garde, that sounds terribly pretentious, doesn't it? But he would slip in and out of time, and it would go a bit nuts, you know. But hey, I liked it. So that's fine by me. It wasn't a rock solid beat. I think he's been described as being a drummer that followed the vocal lines, you know. So he would sort of back up the vocal lines. The other guys holding it down, or and often John Epperson would be playing solos. So it was I could talk for hours on this group. So we better get some other things going on.
Yeah, I can tell that you're a big fan of Keith Moon.
It was the sound of the Who back then was monstrous. It really huge. It was the biggest sound, and if you go back and watch those Woodstock performances or the Isle of Wight, you'll get a little taste of it. And back in the day, it was fearsome. It was full on. It really annoyed your mum and dad as well.
What do you think of Zach Starkey?
Incredible. I really like Zach Starkey.
Yeah.
I follow him on is it Instagram?
Instagram, yeah.
And he does some drumming stuff on there. I just like what he does, you know. He's got that relaxed, just falling across the thing, which is just so nice to hear. Great drummer.
Yeah,
and of course
he doesn't play with the Who anymore. He's gone. That's a shame.
I mean, what do I think of Zach Starkey? Zach, to go in and on that job, because when Keith Moon passed away, they had Kenny Jones, which changed the style of the Who. They went more for the beat, still with the crazy stuff with the arrangements, but Kenny was more about holding it down. And I think they had Simon Phillips come in, who's obviously one of the world's best drummers going. Incredible drummer, what he can do. But Zach, I think, really comes very, very close to that pure essence of what Keith was doing. Tip me hat to him. Buy a drink, put it that way.
Well, before we continue, I just want to say hello to Dennis Brown. He said he's watching. He's got a question, but I'm gonna hold on until later when I ask you about it. And Aiden O'Rourke, who's our tech support, he said sound and vision good, and he likes France too. And he was born the same year as you. But anyway, so what was your first band? After learning how to play the drums.
Sorry, to say that again, Anne.
It was the first, when you learned how to play the drums.
Oh, the first band.
It was the first band that you joined.
Well, listen, this is a crazy story. I love this story because it was called Johnny Milburn's Razzle Dazzle Rock Band, okay? And it had two drummers in it. The other drummer was Rod Stewart's nephew, Gary. he was the double of Rod, except he had black hair. So anyway, we had one show in Mill Hill. I think we learned like 4 or 5 numbers, and it was incredible. It was an incredible experience. But hey, listen, it was just a mess around, but it was in front of an audience, you know, and I had friends saying, you know, make sure you smash the drums up.
Were you doing original material, or is it cover versions?
I think there was maybe like a Status Quo song in there. Do you know what, Anne? I can't remember. But and then I got to play with this group called Stroller, who incidentally the guitar player was called Robert Andrews, strangely enough. And it was bizarre leaving one group and going into another group with the same guitar player with the same name. Sorry. But Stroller, Rob Andrews, he was working in a recording studio, Frank Weir in Finchley Road, and then they moved to the Borough, and it became a really hothouse studio for Stott Aiken and Wortman, that place. But yeah, so that was some valuable experience there that came through. I didn't really enjoy the studio environment too much. I found it very inhibiting. But yeah, it was interesting to see how all that was going to happen. Yeah. So those were the first 2 bands. And then I got to, my dad got me this job at this publishing company. And I hooked up with this guy in the post room, Danny Welch. Is a couple of years older than me, and we just obviously loved the music. And he said, look, you've got to get in on this scene that's happening in London. You've got to get out there and get down the marquee and see these bands. And he was very educational in that, and introduced me to the Pistols, the Damned, Johnny Thunders and the Heartbreakers. Not personally, but just, you know, bringing them forward for my. And we went down to see the Hot Rods, and the queue from Wardour Street, the marquee, just went down to Shaftesbury Avenue. It was incredible. And he said, listen, we're never getting in. Let's just go for a drink. It was crazy. And I think that was around about the time the Hot Rods had the Live at the Marquee EP out, which is a tremendous record, really exciting. And Danny Welch was really helpful. He had his ear to the ground. And I think when Jerry left the Heartbreakers early in 77, he said, Mark, you've got to join this. And I didn't fancy it at the time because they were notorious for social activity, which probably, and they were a lot older than me as well. So,
okay.
Yeah. But, and so anyway, he said, look, this audition's come up for the Clash. You've got to go. And we went to this audition. He sorted it out for me. And it was the same day that Topper was auditioning, and the other guy brought his girlfriend, which was a bit strange. But why would you take your girlfriend to an audition? I guess if you're nervous and she's driving. But, you know, I wouldn't want that. But anyway, so I'm just bringing things up to date for you. So Topper got the job. But they liked what I did, and they said, look, you know, we'll give you a call. And Bernie Rhodes, the manager, gave me a call on the Friday after the audition and said, look, you haven't got that one, but come down on Monday and have a play with these guys. And I did. I turned up on the Monday and played with this group called the Subway Sect. And I liked what they were doing. They liked what I was doing. I went back upstairs to see Bernie. He said, what are you doing Thursday? I said, well, nothing. And he said, well, have you got a passport? And I said, I don't. He said, well, go to the post office, get yourself a passport. We're off to Paris on Thursday on tour. So it was Danny Welch, wherever you are, mister, I can't thank you enough. I wouldn't be anywhere without your guidance in those early days. Fantastic. So that's it, really. That's how I got into the punk rock scene.
Wow. Well, actually, it was one of the questions from Dennis Brown. He said that someone told him that you were nearly in the Clash, and he just wanted to know if that's true. And that's his question answered.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. I
yeah.
tried my hardest. I tried my hardest. I was 18 at the time. I think Topper maybe 21. And so that little age difference at that age, is big. Is big. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I I guess it was going to be it was easy to see that Topper was a lot more confident than I was. So, but yeah, I nearly got to join the Clash. That was, but look, I got to spend a whole tour with the Clash, which was the most exciting tour to be on. For anyone that knows punk rock history, it was the first tour that was allowed to really go out without it being closed down. So because the previous tour, the Anarchy in the UK tour, they turn up. So you had the Pistols, the Damned, Johnny Thunders and the Heartbreakers, the Clash. They turn up at the show and the council would just close the gig down. So there'd be hardly any shows at all.
Oh,
Yeah, bizarre. So the White Right tour was
yeah.
the first one that got to the provinces, got to the cities, and people got to see what punk rock was really like, in normal venues.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was incredibly exciting, really so exciting.
And you went to Paris for
Yeah,
this.
it started off in France. It started off in Rouen and then another place and ended up in Paris to an incredible response. I mean, the French loved it. You had a couple of French groups around at the time, Little Bob's Story, Stinky Toys, but the audience was really up for it. And the Clash were on fire.
Yeah.
The album was just coming out on CBS Records, and they were electric. And when you're young and that passionate as they were, it was just a sight to behold. Lovely rock and roll, beautiful, beautiful. I'm lucky to have seen all that night after night after night.
Yeah, but it must have been easy in those days to get a passport because nowadays you can't just get them in days. You have to wait like
Yeah,
weeks.
that's right. It was a paper passport, and you had to go and there'd be like this photo machine next door.
Yeah,
You'd get your photo, go to the counter, they would stamp it, they'd see it was you, and that was it.
oh god,
Temporary passport.
that's easy. And you're still friends with Topper Heaton because you mentioned earlier we just spoke to him.
Yeah, I did. I did an interview, and Topper got in touch, and he said, "Oh, let's meet up." And yeah, I mean, when you're on tour with somebody for 6 weeks, it feels like a lifetime sometimes. So you get to know these people, even though there's years in between.
Yeah.
So it was bizarre talking to him I hadn't spoken to him for such a long time, but it seemed like 5 minutes. But yeah, he's doing okay. He's not drumming much, but he's doing okay.
Yeah, yeah. So how long were you in Subway Sacked?
Just that tour, literally 2 months. What it was such an eye-opening experience. The guys in the band were very, how do I say this without it coming out wrong? The guys in the band were very sure about the direction that they were going in, and I wasn't so sure that was the direction I should go in. So I guess there was a little break halfway through the tour, and I ended up in this club called Dingwalls and got to meet
London. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, in Camden Town.
Yeah, yeah.
And I met the manager of Generation X called John Ingham. And we just got talking. He said, why don't you come down, see how you feel about it? And yeah, I went down and had a blast, met the guys, obviously. And the rest is just history, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, I've got to say, because Generation X, I mean, I'm originally from the Philippines. And for many of us, I mean, I'm not saying all of us and music fans in the Philippines, but for many of us, it's through Billy Idol.
Yeah.
we got to sort of like discover Generation X, because when you're a big fan of someone and then you wanted to know the other bands, the previous bands that he was in. It's like with Paul Weller's Style Council were
Yeah.
the first ones that we found out, and then we realized they're actually in the Jam, and so that's another one. So
Yeah.
what was it like meeting Billy Idol for the first time?
Well, what was it like meeting him for the first? The basic stuff. He was a really good-looking guy. He was very intelligent guy. He wasn't silly at all. What a lot of people don't know is that Billy actually did write lyrics, but he mainly wrote the music, and Tony James wrote them.
Yeah.
But what was he like? He was very charismatic. He was very assured of himself, and he definitely knew that he was on his trajectory. You know, he knew where he was going, and he was very passionate about Generation X. And yeah, it was a nice guy. He was a nice guy.
Yeah. Were you part of the Bromley contingent? Like the Banshees?
No, Bromley is south east London, or just beyond that. I was a North London lad, so no, me. That's not me. That is the Susie and Steve.
Robert Smith from The Cure.
Yeah.
But did you sort of like go with them and party with them, or being part of Generation X?
You know what? It's a funny thing you say that, Anne, because when you were in these bands, you were very isolated. It was not cool to be hanging out with the other bands for some strange reason. They were almost seen as the enemy. I know this sounds really bizarre because it's like a clique, but you wouldn't go over to see the Damned. You wouldn't hang out with them because it would be like you had your own group of. You understand what I mean? So yeah. It was bizarre. It was bizarre. Of course, everyone's friendly on a one-to-one basis. I mean, I've always got on very well with Chris Rat. But yeah, it was. I'm just trying to think, who did we party with? I mean, Tony was very friendly with Mick Jones of the Clash, so we'd hang out with them. They shared a flat together, so we'd hang out there sometimes.
Yeah.
But it was you had your own scene going within a scene, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So right now it's just because I mean Billy Idol for me, I mean he really is, an idol. He was like one of my first crushes when I was a teenager in the Philippines.
Wow.
So did he already have that, the thing that he does with his mouth, and because that's very iconic. It was like
listen, he had it all. He had it all in London. Really.
With spiky hair?
Yeah, he had red hair, red, black, and then white.
Oh, I see.
So,
right.
Yeah, he had a few colours back in the day. The red didn't last long. I don't think the black lasted long either. But yeah, he stuck with the white, which suits him, obviously.
Yeah, you were the youngest member of the band. And
no, Bob Andrews was. Bob was a year younger than me. Bob was 17, I was 18 when I joined the band. Tony was a few years older. And Billy was a few years older than me. There was, I think, unfortunately, with regards to that band, there was a big age difference between Bob and Tony. There's maybe 6-7 years, which, as I said earlier, when you're young, that's a markup, and it probably didn't serve us too well, actually, on certain occasions. But there you go. That's what it was.
Are you still in touch with Billy Idol and the other members of the band? Or?
Not really. No? The answer would be no, I'm not. As far as I'm aware, nobody gets on anymore for some strange reason. It's a strange one. I'm not sure what the deal is. Hey, it's just the way it is.
Yeah, but I've got to say that I'm really grateful, especially for fans like myself, that you're now doing X Generation X, because at least fans like me who'd never had a chance to see them or see you
Yeah.
before in when you were doing it, and now you actually doing it with with other sort like people who are very very famous as well, like I said, Steve Norman, James Stevenson,
Yeah.
and Elizabeth from Sonic, the Sonic Boom Boys, not like
Yeah.
fame. Um, can I just ask you, how did that come about?
What the
The
actual
X
lineup?
Generation X, yeah.
Um, well, it was a difficult choice with the singing because the Billy Idol shoes are quite a big pair of shoes to fill, So it was an easy decision to make to distract away from the comparison of having a guy do the Billy thing, and people say, "Oh, it's not as this, that, and the other." But so if when Elizabeth came in, she brought her own thing to it.
Yeah,
At the time, I really liked. The guitar playing was very difficult because Bob Andrews, um, and if you listen to those records still, his guitar playing is just absolutely incredible, really incredible. He, at 17, was probably one of the best new guitar players in town, and
yeah,
his playing is just out of this world. Um, so it was difficult. I I needed to bring in James Stevenson at the last minute because it just wasn't happening with one guitar.
oh,
And
yeah,
James came in and did a grand job, and really helped me out there. But for me, what it is that 50 years of punk rock happens next year, 50th anniversary. And I thought it was a bit of a shame that Generation X weren't going to be in the mix, because I really like those songs.
yeah, yes, yeah,
I saw that Generation Six, Billy and Tony and Steve and Paul, that wasn't going to happen. So I just thought this is a really such an important thing for me that Generation X still gets to, and the fans get to hear those songs. So that was my initial thinking, that I would like to be seen to be out there for this 50th anniversary, and have the fans be able to hear those songs, some of which never got to be played live. So
yeah.
it's exciting for everybody. I mean, I was playing some of the songs in rehearsals that I hadn't played for nearly 50 years, and I was thinking, this is great. I really like it. I really like it.
You do look like you're really enjoying yourself when I saw you in Stockport.
Well, that's good, Anne. Yeah, listen, I love playing the drums. I mean, look, don't get me wrong; it's very hard work. This material is quite taxing,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
mildly. So it requires, you can't just sit there and tap it out. You've got to put something into it,
yeah,
and a lot of that is volume as well. So yeah, there's certain element of attack required.
yeah. I hope you don't mind me asking you.
Go on.
Do you have to ask permission from the other band members before you go on tour with before you went on tour with X Generation X?
I didn't. I didn't.
Oh,
So maybe there's a lawsuit in the post. I don't know. Because, um, no, I think they would feel that it's good that those songs are going to get some air. I don't know what Billy does live anymore with the Generation X songs. I know that he used to do King Rocker,
King Rocker, yeah, yeah,
maybe Kiss Me Deadly. But yeah, I wanted people to be able to hear those songs. And when I go out next year, I'll be doing different ones, as well. So everybody will get to hear the ones that they wanted to hear, from the.
Oh, that's brilliant. So there's another tour coming next year.
Well, I
But
will play as much as possible because time's running out, as you know, and anywhere that really wants to hear it, I will consider going there. There'll be a new lineup, which is really exciting. I'm very thrilled about that, and yeah, it's going to happen. I'm not sure. I've only got a handful of dates booked so far. One of which is London in September at the 100 Club,
Oh, wow.
and I think maybe we'll try and get to play Rebellion. You know, the Rebellion Festival
In Blackpool,
in
yeah, yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
and there's a few other things that are on the table, which is really nice, you know. So some great things came out of that tour that I've just done. So yeah,
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant news. I mean, hopefully there'll be Manchester as well, because
I would
you
love that.
Stockport. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I went to see Generation Sax when they played in Manchester. I think it was 2 years ago. And yeah, he still does King Rocker and Dancing with Myself,
yeah.
obviously. Um, so you don't think there's gonna be like maybe Billy Idol contacting you saying, "Well, if you're doing it now, we might as well just sort of like join forces and."
I, I think that call's going to happen too too soon. It's a lovely idea, and look, it would be amazing. I would like to be with those guys again, of course, especially on this anniversary, which is such an important anniversary.
Yeah.
Uh, I think it's a difficult call because you'd have to have somebody of influence go in there and sort it all out. You know, it's not just picking up the phone and saying, "Hey, let's get together." It's a little bit more complicated than that, unfortunately.
Yeah. When was the last time you spoke to him? I mean, if you don't mind me asking you.
What, Billy?
Tell you. Yeah, yeah.
Goodness me, it was. Do you know, it's a strange one because his mum and dad took me to his show in Nottingham, Rock City. I can't remember how long ago this was, maybe 10 years ago. And
Oh,
yeah, there was a guy filming backstage. Yeah, maybe we should try and get that filmed somehow. Yeah, so I guess about 10 years ago.
oh, right. Okay. Well, I saw him. I think it was this year that he played in London.
He did.
Um,
He did.
yeah.
Wembley. Yeah.
Wembley. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think that's the first time I've been to Wembley, and yeah, I saw Billy Idol there.
What did you think?
He's just incredible. I mean, I do love Billy Idol. So
Yeah.
the only thing though is because he's so big, you can't really sort of like hang around. And because he, even at the Apollo in Manchester, I
Yeah.
normally sort of like hang around afterwards to get
Yeah.
the stars and have photos with the stars. But the car actually goes in to the venue,
I
and
get.
then well, not inside the venue, but the car park, so that so that they don't have to come out walking out. And it's like
Yeah.
so you see a glimpse of him. It was like, oh, I was like,
Yeah.
well, anyway, so you're just had a look on Wikipedia, and it actually says there that you're retired. You're a retired drummer, and I'm glad that you're not really retired. Retired.
I don't know what Wikipedia's at. It's a strange one, isn't it? Yeah, there's some odd things. Yeah, I mean, originally on Wikipedia, I was born in Oswestry in Wales, so I think there's somebody with a sense of humour in there. So, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're not retired because you actually did. It also says that you actually played with Billy Idol. You did, like, I think it's 2006, 2007. Is that right? That you
No,
did?
that's not right. We did
Oh,
we did a reunion once. I think it was 93, 1993, Astoria, which is it's quite a good show actually. Yeah, Billy
yeah.
had dreads at the time,
Oh,
dreadlocks.
really? I haven't seen him with dreadlocks. So that was a long time ago. So it wasn't 2000. I think it
No,
says 2006, 2007. And you also had like a reunion with Subway Sat. Is that?
oh yeah, I did do that. That reunion I did in 2008. Yeah, that was with Vic and
Yeah,
Bob.
yeah.
Oh, that was really exciting. That was fun to do. Yeah, we did an album of all the songs that we did on the White Riot tour. So yeah, that was great. And I did shows with Vic to support that. He's really such a fantastic lyricist and songwriter, very underrated.
Yeah.
If you do the research on Vic, you'll see that people like Edwin Collins,
Yeah.
really vouch for him and say,
Yeah.
very,
Yeah.
very understated. But yeah,
Yeah, that's actually how I got to hear of Vic Goddard, is because of all the Glaswegian. The musicians in Glasgow seem to be like big fans of Vic Goddard.
that's right. It's odd, isn't it? I know. He obviously wears tartan trousers. Yeah, no, it's great, Vic, and I should maybe wish him happy Christmas.
Yeah, happy Christmas to Vic Goddard. Yeah. There's another band that's actually, it says short-lived, but very influential, especially the development of grunge, the grunge music, and it's called Empire.
Yeah,
Your band,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Can you
That's
tell us more about Empire?
well, yeah. Quite simply, towards the end of Generation X, there was a lot of frustration with regards to songwriting issues, and when Bob left the band, he immediately went into this very prolific spell of songwriting, and I joined him shortly afterwards. Here's the boy, by the way. Look, here's the one
Oh,
causing all the problems.
hello.
He's
Oh, so
19 years old, and
oh,
it's still messing me around. Um,
oh.
yeah. So when we got together, we put Empire together as a little three-piece, and did some demos, which are fantastic demos. But we couldn't get arrested. We could not get arrested. Nobody was interested. Even our record company turned us down.
Really? Oh,
Yeah. So we got this little independent record label to put the record out, and it became very influential, even to the Stone Roses. I think the
yeah,
Stone Roses credit it as an influence, which is, what
yeah,
can I say? I mean, one of my favourite groups. So to have had an effect on them is amazing. And we couldn't get to play as much as we wanted. And the scene in London at the time, which is where we were based, was changing rapidly. So you'd gone into several different genres of music, which we were a guitar-based band at the time, and keyboards were coming in heavily, and of course the image of bands as well. And we were kind of peripheral to all of that, to put it mildly. So that didn't last too long. So I parted with Bob, I guess, about 3 years after that, and put my own band together.
yeah. But so are you not thinking of maybe doing some Empire songs, or
Um, I would like, what I'd like to do is to do the album with Bob in America, because that's where it was most well received, and go out as a three-piece and do it as we did it in the day. But I need to talk to him about that, and I'm not so sure he's too enamored by that idea, which is
oh,
some great songs on there, and I think people would really like it.
yeah, it would be great because it's like with what you're doing with Generation X, getting new fans. So like listen and hear all these amazing songs. I mean,
Yeah,
it's gonna be the same with Empire, So like, um, you might get like new like grunge. I mean, grunge. You think of Nirvana and
yeah,
Pearl.
sure. Oh
So
yeah, I dig it. I dig it. I hear what
yeah,
you're saying. I mean, I'd love to do it. I'd love to do it. I don't think there's a huge mileage in it initially, because you'd only concentrate it in the areas where you could,
yeah,
of course. But yeah, it'd be interesting. I'd like to do that. I'd like to do that.
yeah.
Maybe
Hopefully.
the next couple of years. Who knows?
Yeah, and also after that, you have 20 Flight Rockers.
That's my passion. That's my passion. Yeah.
Yeah,
That.
that's so. Can you tell us more about 20 Flight Rockers?
Well, yeah. It was the first time I got to be the boss. So it was the first time I got to choose exactly what I wanted from a guitar player, from a bass player, from a singer. And that was really exciting because you quickly realized, well, not quickly, it was evident that those were very special people that I was after. And I got lucky. And the band um, got signed. We did an independent record initially with John Curd, who was a big London show promoter. He liked us. And then we got signed by Warner Brothers. And yeah, it was so fantastic to have the dream come true, you know, because you can if you visualize it, usually it happens, and I did, and it did happen, and it was so exciting to have that as my own tattoo, if you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah. So
Um,
this is pretty much like X Generation X, because with X Generation X, you chose the people that you wanted to be there and play
uh,
with you the
to a
song.
point, I with regards the guitars. It was quite difficult to get guitar players to be able to play Bob's stuff, you know.
Okay.
Honestly,
Yeah. Yeah.
really. And, you know, guitar players that wanted to do that, obviously. Um, but yes, I did get to choose that. And I just think for the next time round, it should be a 4-piece band, not a 5-piece. I think Michael's going to come out with me, the bass player. Um,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
but you know, the other guys, they're incredibly busy people. So I had to wait a long time to go out on the road because of everybody's schedule. So I want to be as busy as possible next year. So I need to have people with me that are sort of dedicated to
Yeah.
this and not have the others. Everyone's got their own album to do, haven't they? So, yeah.
So, will you still have a female singer to do?
Well, this is very news then. Um, maybe.
Maybe.
There'll be an announcement in January, and you might be right.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. That's right. Well, you.
I have already been playing with the guitar players, and they are exceptional. Honestly,
Amazing. Yeah.
it go out. It will sound even better than it just did. So I know people liked it a lot, but it's going to sound even better than that. So that's so exciting for me.
It's so exciting for next year.
Yeah.
Did you stop playing drums when during? Because
No,
I found out from yeah.
no, you get involved in, because people would say to me, "Oh, you know, you're living in France, you're not playing anymore." Well, no, I was always playing. It's just that you got to get lucky with certain projects. You know, not every project that you get involved in is going to go. Yeah, it's not going to leave the station. And I over the years, I've got unlucky with certain projects that haven't. You know, but yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, but
I
so,
playing. I never really stopped playing. No, I think the only time that I did think of stop playing was after I partied with Bob in, I think, 1983. I thought
yeah.
maybe I'll give it a rest for a while and do something else. But no, you know, it didn't even stop then.
Well, again, from Wikipedia, don't know how accurate Wikipedia is, but it says that you're a director of holistic lifestyle therapy in Brighton. Is that
Well,
right? Are you still?
I don't live in Brighton. I haven't lived in long time. But yeah, I did have a little holistic therapy company. Yeah. Yeah, it's still going. It's strangely
It's still
enough.
going.
But
And,
I don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore. It's other people that do it.
okay, and you have nothing to do with them anymore, but
Yeah,
the
I do. I
companies.
do. I do. Yeah. I'm actually. I will be with that little company in Manchester in June or July this year, next year.
Oh
Just
wow.
maybe we'll have a drink. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that would be great. So is it are they doing like what do you call the exhibition or something? Is it
Exactly. Yeah. It's just
okay?
it's basically I take a team of therapists that provide various holistic services at a chill out zone, like yeah, just a place for people that those exhibitions when they're trying to sell stuff. It's full on, So
Yeah.
have kind of a chill out zone is kind of important.
Well, that would be amazing if you're in Manchester.
I will.
Please do let me know. Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm not. I don't even know where it is, but I'll come out and maybe just say hello.
Manchester Central.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's not far from Stockport. It's
No,
only like half an hour bus ride from, or
yeah,
sometimes 45 minutes. So we were talking about Keith Moon
yeah,
earlier, and so you really liked him a lot because I also read that when he left this planet, you really felt it. It's almost like losing a family member.
very much so. It was a huge shock. I think
Yeah,
for everybody, really. I can't speak too personally about it because I wasn't privy to the information, but I know he was desperately trying to clean up, from the lifestyle that he had.
yeah,
It wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be for him. But it was. And same as John Bonham, when John Bonham died, these were like huge losses within the music industry.
yeah,
These were groundbreaking, you know? These were people that tore it up.
yeah, yeah. Because sometimes, like, when people say that, why does it affect you so much? I mean, for you, because you're a musician yourself and you met these people, but for someone like me, say, because it was Manny's funeral this today, and some people say, why do you get too affected by it? He doesn't even know you, or you don't really know him. But I think it's because they're a big part of your life
Most
that
definitely.
you can't help but just feel very, very sad when
Yeah, yeah. Feel like it's family.
yeah,
Even you just feel like they're part of your world. Yes, it was, and also I think at the time, um, it probably you thought, is that it for the Who? Are they gonna? Is that it now, or is that the end of the group as it was for Led Zeppelin? But they got Kenny in, so yeah, they carried on.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I've been talking for nearly an hour now, but I've still got
Love
like
that.
four.
I've loved every second.
Well, I've still got four questions that I always ask our guests. So
However,
before I let you go, the first one is whenever I go to a gig, like when I saw you in Stockport, I always make sure that I have a good view of the drummer because
all
I
right.
just love watching drummers. And it's, I mean, yeah, I watch the other band members as well, but with the drummers, you can see how um, uh, it's like the arms, the hands, the legs, everything is like working. But one what I wanted to ask you is, you didn't twirl when you were so like playing. Do you not do that at all? Or
You know, I love doing that. I love doing that stuff. I love showing off. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't doing it that night, but yeah, I do.
do?
There's another cat here. Oh, there's seven. Um, yeah, no, I do. I do like twiddling. Yeah, what can I say? I should have
Yeah.
Stockport.
Well, having Keith Moon as a hero, it's like he's the showman.
Yeah,
He's he's probably the best showman drummer of all. So
Yeah, most definitely. You know, in that material, in the Generation X material, it's so full on. There's not a lot of space there to do that stuff.
oh,
But you know, that's no excuse really. There are some songs where I could be a bit more flamboyant. Yeah,
yeah.
it won't be now next year, Anne, I promise.
Oh, I look forward to that. I look forward to it. Right, next question. Apart from Keith Moon, any other drumming heroes?
Oh my God. Well, listen, the list is huge, but big influences. Uh, John Bonham, Ringo Starr, Kenny Jones, Charlie Watts, Ginger Baker. These are all the usual crew.
Yeah, yeah.
And people like Gene Krupa, Buddy Rich,
Buddy Rich, yeah.
those guys. I like them all, you know. I really like them all. There was a guy called Ronnie Verrill that probably people don't know, but even Buddy Rich said, you know, who's this guy showing me up? He was that good. Who else? Graham Edge. He was in a band called the Moody Blues. I liked him a lot. Hey, listen, when you're learning drums, you're always focusing on the drummer, aren't you? So usually you enjoy it. But yeah, no, I like them. I like them all. Those are the main influences. Probably going to regret not. Oh, Neil Smith, Alice Cooper band. I really liked him. Those are
Any of the younger drummers?
the younger drum.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rennie from the Stone Roses.
listen, can I say or what? Wow! If I just had half of the feel that he's got, he's incredible, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. He is.
Those 2 albums, amazing.
Do you, do you still go to gigs? Like
Yes,
not your gigs, but yeah.
I do enjoy going to a show. I recently went to see. Listen, there's a drummer you've got to have on this show. Okay, I'm so glad you asked this question.
Yeah.
Because I went to see at the end of my tour. I went to see Adam Ant.
Oh my God! Yes. Are we talking Greeny Green?
Well, he's good, but the other drummer,
Oh,
Yola.
yeah.
Wow, has she been on your show yet?
No, but I'm gonna have Greeny Green next year. So yeah.
He was great. He's great. He's a nice, solid, beefy drummer. But Yola is like Keith Moon. She's got her whole thing going on.
Yeah.
And, I would really like to work with her. So watch this space.
Oh, brilliant. That's fun. Yes, I will do. Yeah, because I went to see them in London, and having 2 drummers there,
Yeah.
for me, it was wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like House of All. I don't know if you've heard of House of All. They're like former members of The Fall. They had Funky Si and Paul Hanley, and the 2 drummers playing.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. And I think they have 3 now.
Oh my God.
Because Carl Burns are also playing. He's also playing with them. So like 3 drummers. You know,
Have a really
it's
yeah.
Well, yeah. I look forward to seeing you and Yola doing a thing together.
Yeah. I'm. It's exciting. It's going to be exciting.
Oh, it's brilliant. Next question is: have you ever had any accidents or drumming disasters? Because you've been playing 50 years.
I have.
Yes.
There's been some funny ones, and the worst one I had was I used to play cross stick like that, and I hit that knuckle. I was in a studio in Los Angeles, and this just blew up. I thought it was busted. I couldn't. I was out there doing some recording. It was a nightmare, and to suddenly be in the rehearsal room and then the hospital and thinking, how much is this going to cost? You know, that was the worst one. I guess the funniest one was I had these tall jack boots on, and I thought it'd be cool to wear them on stage. They look great. No, no. Halfway through the first song, the your calf is all swollen up. You can't move your foot. I just couldn't wait for the song to end to get this boot off. It was a nightmare, Anne. It was a nightmare. But there you go. That's just two for you.
Well, it, one of the things when I had Stephen Morris from New Order,
Oh yeah.
his advice actually, he said that the thing that he could advise drummers is to wear comfortable shoes.
Sure.
So when so what would be your after your experience, what would be your advice to aspiring drummers out there?
Don't listen. If you like jack boots, wear them, but not behind the drum kit. Don't wear the jack boot behind the drum kit. Yeah, comfy shoe. What can I say? Sounds doesn't sound very rock and roll, does it? A comfy shoe. No, listen. Yeah, where you've got to play that bass drum good and solid, haven't you? So yeah. Mate, I mean, some drummers don't wear shoes, do they? I've seen some people do it barefoot. So whatever gets you through, Anne. Whatever gets you through. Hey, listen. You want the jack boot? Wear the jack boot. See how you get on.
Well, thank you so much, Mark, for saying yes to us, drummer. I have to say this: you've got to be one of the nicest musicians, some nicest drummers I've ever met. You were so accommodating, and
Does this mean I'm not going to get paid? I'm kidding. The invoice is in the post. Thank you. That means a lot. I appreciate that. But look, when you get to my age, I'm 67 years old. You want to be nice, yeah? I need to be nice.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I really appreciate you saying yes to Ask the Drummer.
It's been I will get in contact with you when I'm near Manchester, and I'll let you know of all the shows that we're going to do. So, yeah, I'm sure it'd be nice. Yeah, we'll have you'll see me drumming, and we'll talk some more. Yeah.
Yes, I would love that. Thank you so much. Have a lovely Christmas.
You, Anne, sweetheart. You take care. And I hope Santa turns up. And
thank you so much. Take care. Take care always.
Bye. Love you.
See ya. Bye. Bye. Happy New Year.
And you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us live, and thank you very, very much to Mark Laff. I was like just looking at my my image there on the screen. It looks like I've got a swarm of mosquitoes around my ear there, but hopefully it's not too bad. But anyways, that was just amazing. I'm telling you, he really is one of the nicest drummers I've ever met. I mean, I've always loved drummers anyways, but yeah, definitely. I look forward to seeing him again and seeing him play drums. So thank you so much, Mark Laff. And thank you, Dennis. Thank you so much for watching us live. I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And I'm not sure whether we're going to be back next Sunday, but I still have to work something out. But if not, then I'll see you all again in the new year. And I've got loads of awesome drummers lined up for 2026. I mean, I mentioned earlier one of the drummers of Adamant, Greeny Green. He's going to be on Ask the Drummer, and I'm hoping that Yola is going to be. I have to sort of contact her, and hopefully she'll say yes to Ask the Drummer as well. But yeah, it's really quite. Today has been a really sad day because it was Manny's funeral this morning, and it's everybody's just really sad about the whole thing. Thank you, Andy. Andy Coy says, Happy Christmas to you and your family. Thank you so much for watching us. Also, Shaq Winter Tour, that's over. That's a bit I get a bit sad that it's gone because I do love traveling and watching them and going to every gig like night after night after night. But it's over. It was been absolutely incredible. The best. I have to say this. The best tour I've ever done. I mean, they're just incredible band. And this is really weird because I got a Christmas card from Don Powell. It's just it's perfect timing because tonight I'm actually gonna go and see Slade in Manchester because it's Christmas and we've got to go and see Slade. So and I would like to say thank you to my Kingby colleague Neil Barker for getting me a ticket to see Slade tonight. But that's it for me for now. Thank you all so much. Um, as always, love music, love life, love drummers. Mark Laff. If you he's going to be doing X Generation X next year, so do keep an eye out for it, and then you've got to go and see them because they're absolutely amazing. It's going to be with the new lineup. I hope Steve Nolan will still be playing with them, but if not, then I have seen him and he's brilliant. So I'm sure whoever he's going to get for the new X Generation X tour, they're going to be brilliant as well. So do keep an eye out for it. But, anyways, thank you all so much. Have a very, very Merry Christmas, everyone. And thank you for being there, for all your love and support for Ask the Drummer and all the amazing guests. And hope to see you all. Hopefully, there'll be another one before the end of the year. But if not, have a wonderful new year. And I'll see you all again in 2026. That's it for me for now. Thank you so much. Bye.